Hey guys, welcome back. So one thing we still have to do with these clusters is to copy the cluster information back onto the geometry, because we are in point land here and we are not dealing with the geometry that we have to use. So let's create a null, and this is what we need to use. And how we're going to copy the attribute back is by using the name attribute. So we have a name attribute there, we have a name attribute here. I'm going to use attribute copy. I'm going to copy from I'm going to copy to my geometry and from the cluster points, and I'm going to match by name, and I want to copy the cluster attribute. And let's create a point here and see how that works. Cool, so that's our clustering. And everything seems to be in place. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to create emitters from this geometry, and it's a bit slow to keep recalculating all of this every frame. So you see already I moved the frame to 8, and it's taking quite a bit of time because it has to recompute this. And what I'm going to do instead, once it comes back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a time shift and freeze this at the first frame. And this is enough to give me the clustering attribute and the separation we need. And that's basically everything we're doing is the clustering here. And then I'm going to create a null, and I'm going to call this RBD points. And let's do an object merge, and I need a copy of that. And I'm going to use a transform pieces again and treat this as a separate geometry, as a new geometry, a new copy of the geometry. And these are my RBD points, and now if we scrub through, it should be a lot faster to transform these. I mean, there is no overhead now, we just have a new copy of the geometry that we're working with. And to make this even faster, we can do a file cache and cache this part, so we don't have to do it over and over. I should have moved to the first frame. Yeah, it would be better to do it on the first frame. I'm gonna tick on load from file. And I don't need this anymore because my input is now constant. And see, it's already faster with this. Okay, so this is not enough for the emitter, and what we need to do is check one thing. What we need to do is we need to fill in this geometry with points. And I'm going to use a scatter node. And I'm going to scatter a bunch of points. I don't need relaxation, and let's increase this number. Let's see, we have plenty of points here, and this is what I'm going to transform now. And because we have the name attribute at the point level as well as the primitive level, these points will inherit that automatically. So if I do the transform, you see the points are transforming, and this is what we want to convert into a VDB or a smoke field for the emission. We still have a few more things to do on top of this to create a geometry ready for a smoke emission, and we're going to go through the route points to make sure that we have an efficient emitter that helps us with the substepping issues that we're going to talk about later. And that's pretty much it for this video. We're going to continue the creation process of the of the emitter in the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in a bit.